Thank you. That's probably good. All right. So yes, some of you guys pointed out you can't really tell what a success is until the question's been asked. So this is a little bit out of normal order, but I am going to look for people that smoke. So 44 people. The smoking is a success in this case, just because that's what I'm looking for. And you can see right there is 0.848 for the fail. This whole thing in the middle is just little notes about how to do this in the calculator. Just to remind you guys, there is a calculator guide up on the website. I used to call it the Calculator Bible. It could be downloaded or not. It's up to you. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. So here, probability that 7 smoke. So I've got 44, and I want to choose 7 of them. Smoke. Remember, this part just tells me how long the list would be if I created it. So I know P is 0.152. To that, I want 7 of those. So how many of these do I want? 37. I like the rest. So just to show you what it looks like. So 44, choose 7, 152 to the 7, times 0.848 to the 37th, I get 1611. So roughly 16% chance that out of a group of 44 San Diegans, there will be 7 that smoke. So for example, just to show you, so if I have 44 people coming over to some event, and I'm like, how many ashtrays should I put out there? Well, if you put 7, there's a 16% chance that they'll get used, right? By if there was for each person. You guys kind of follow? That's really kind of a rough. You start to see how this idea could be applied to preparing for something like that. How many chairs should we get? Well, it depends on the probability of how many people will show up. And, does that make sense? Especially in comparison to the very last question down there. We'll get to it. Now I want none of them smoke. So I want no successes. It's just a success because I'm looking for it, right? So all of them, all 44 will be failures. Now you don't have to know what I'm about to say. You don't have to remember what I'm about to say. But this you should freaking know. What's anything to the 0 power? Oh my gosh. 0. 1. Real quick, since a lot of you guys said 0. Why is something to the 0 power 1? Do you remember what you do when you divide? What do you do with powers? What do you do with powers when you divide? Subtract. So this makes negative 2, right? So what about this? This would be what? X to the 2 minus 2 is 0. Well, what's something divided by itself? Okay, there. Now, anything to the 0 power is 1. Thank God. How many ways can you choose nobody from a group of 44 people? 1. And I don't mean like this or like this or like screw you guys. No. I mean, how many physical ways? There's one way to do it. I choose none of you. Right? So that's 1 times 1. So if you just put 0.848 to the 44th, you'll get the answer. So let me do it both ways. So 0.848 to the 44th is this. That should look familiar. But if you put in there 44, choose 0. What was it? 152 to the 0 times 0.848 to the 44. You still get that. So remember how to interpret that. That is going to be 0.0007. You can go further if you wanted to, but all you need is 4 places. The probability that at least one of them smokes. Now, if you try to do that without the shortcut, that would so suck. Because what's at least one mean? Could have been one of them. So I have to set the formula up for that. Or it could have been 2. I've got to set the formula up for that. or 3 or 4 up to frickin' 44. That's a lot of work. Well, what's the opposite of at least 1? None. How much work is that? 1 equation. Oh, I'll do that, right? In fact, we already frickin' did it. So I just got to do 1 minus. I always think of this as being like the really bad James Bond. 0007. I saw. So 1 minus 0007 is 0.9993. You guys all right? You guys all right? I can't read you guys, but that's okay. And then this is a bunch of plug and chug, right? What was it? I forgot. What's that? 6.68. 8. And then this would be the square root of business. What do you guys get for that? Like that? Like that? Okay. Now this is, we've talked about this idea before, but it really becomes very much codified right now. Unusual starts 2 steps away from the mean. If every data point on average is 1 standard deviation away from the mean, that's what a standard deviation means, right? On average, they all get 1. If I go 2 steps away, there should be very little outside of there. In fact, we know for a normal distribution there would be 5%. You remember within 2 is 95? So outside of 2 there would be 5%. That's not very much. That would be unusual. We talked about it yesterday that the people above would be the really, really tall people. You're like, whoa. Or the really short people there. Whoa. Unusual things to see. Okay, sorry. You get 2 classes for the price of 1 over here. So in the middle, I'm going to put 6.688. If I go 2 steps up, where do I end? So I'm going to add this twice. Where do I end up? 11.4? Blah, blah, blah. And if I go 2 steps down, where do I end up? 1.9? Something? Okay, so this is where usual is. So is 17 unusual? Yes. Because it's way the hell above the maximum expected. You guys see that? Anything in there is what I would expect. So if I picked a random group of 44 people and there were 17 that smoked, I'd stop and look around and say, where am I? There's something weird about where I am because there's way more than I expected, right? So sort of like when there's a lot of cancer cases in a city. Then you come in there, if there's more than you expect, you can do this kind of investigate. You can do this and just say, oh, there's the most I expected was 7 cases and we saw 38. Oh shit, let's go check the water. Let's get freaking Aaron Brockovich on this. Nobody got that, right? Aaron Brockovich? So this would be, the answer here would be yes, outside, good Lord, Jim, outside of 2 standard range. Or you just say outside of this interval or something like that. I think that's, yeah, why don't we have a nice early day for once? Is that all right? Anybody upset that you're not getting your money's worth if I let you out now? I've had that happen. You are? Okay. It's because of him. We're going to, no, I'm joking. Leave him alone. He's okay. I was going to say, we're going to stay because of that guy. All right. So tomorrow's that quiz, so I'll be in my office at 8. If you want to come by. Don't forget your IDs, please, dear God.
We got to get this done, right? Unless you feel comfortable doing that.
Do you have any extra copies of like the practice quiz?
Yeah, let me find them. Can you bring out that the lights for me, thing? Here, yes.
However you.
Have you made the test
No, not yet. I told you I'll email you when it's ready. Yeah. What's happening? Oh, the practice quiz, yeah.
Do you have to turn in the old quiz by tomorrow? Or is it by the
By the day of the next test. Yeah, tomorrow's a double quiz. Oh yeah, okay.
Can I check the question?
Yes. He is the one with. Oh no, you're good.
Is even tutor that confusing? Is that still